Hi, I'm Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get it back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, we're going to fly away on Coconut Airways, and I will not be a bus driver my whole life, but I'm going to drive this bus tonight. That's right. That's right. It is what we like to call the Monday show, but you heard the Blondie music, which means it's a call-in show. That's right. We're throwing the old quietus at you guys today, folks. It's the Monday show with the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They love you, Anna.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They certainly do.
We're doing a call-in because the
I'm so
call-in
excited.
show, the call-in got so popular. Anna was like, hey, man, I want some call-in.
Why do you and Chris get all the call-in shows?
Yeah.
This is the Monday show. The Monday show shows some respect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you got to bow to the queen, folks. And that's what I'm doing today. Before
keep your work wife happy.
Sometimes I wonder if you're not my first wife. So, Anna went to Barbados.
Yeah. How was it?
I didn't realize how badly I needed a vacation.
Yeah, I bet.
I talked about it a little bit on the show with Chris, but I think this show is going to come out before that show.
Oh, okay.
Something happened that I didn't tell Chris everything. I just told him one or two things, yada, yada. We just got back, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I saw something happened to me in Barbados, and I will never forget it for the rest of my life. I was 63 years old when this happened, folks. The Bajans, that's what they call Barbadians. It's kind of like Cajuns, but with a B. Mm. The Bajans are beyond the nicest people in the world. Now, listen, folks, I've been to a lot of islands in the Caribbean. Anna, you've traveled through the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
And everybody in the Caribbean, you can't be mad in being a Caribbean anywhere because, I mean, come on. Your life is surrounded by beauty and, sea air and the whole thing. You might get a little upset when a hurricane comes through, but that's about it, right? I've never met people like the Bajans, and I'm not just saying that. As a matter of fact, I started going, wait a minute. We're at this pricey resort. Is it they're just being nice to me because I'm tipping them? It's got to be, right?
Right.
But then you start wandering out, right? Because I rented a car. I had a car with me the whole time I was there. And we go to different places to see different things. And you're with locals.
Yeah.
Now, just to give you an idea that you go, oh, come on, Vin, they're all into, helping the, and kowtowing, right? Okay. We're driving to dinner one night in my rental Suzuki, and the island is covered in potholes. And we hit a giant pothole and blew a tire out. Oh. Didn't even see it. I thought the whole front end of the car fell off. That's how hard it hit. And we came out the other side of the pothole and flop. There's a gas station right up the street. I limped it on in. And now what you have to know about my Suzuki is that when I took it from the airport, it already sounded like crap.
Right.
It already, like when you tried to start it, the battery wasn't so good. But I went, I'll drive it a lot. The battery will work itself up. Every time we got in it, it's like, is this thing going to start?
Yeah.
And it kept starting. Well, when I stopped to change the tire, it took me somewhere between 6 and let's say 9 minutes to change the tire. I could have been one of those NASCAR guys. I can do it fast.
In the pit.
I grew up, my brother's a mechanic. My dad's a makeshift mechanic. I grew up wrenching, right? So the tire was out. Tallulah's boyfriend was there. Got the tire. I said, you get the tire. I got the jack. Whip, wop, bop, bop, bop. We got the tire on. I get back in the car. Click, click, click. It's like we're going from bad to worse. We had a flat. Now we got click, click, click. Can't get it to start.
Uh-oh.
So I went, okay, I'm in Barbados. There's a bunch of Bajans around this gas station. I go, hey, man, you got jumper. Nobody's got jumper cables, but they're all really nice about it. This one woman, I said, I was like, oh, she's got a nice car. Like, she had like a Mitsubishi. I mean, I was in a Zuzu, and it was kind of brand new. I walked up to her and said, "Hey, you got cables in there?" And she goes, "No, but my husband carries cables. Let me call him, and he'll come." And say, "No, don't bother your husband to come all the way here." She goes, "No, he'll be here in 10 minutes." And she called her husband. And he's like, "Yeah, I got the cables, but they're at the house." And I said, "Tell your husband the cable's supposed to be in his car, but never mind. I don't have cables either." And the husband goes, "Hey, honey, go down to the other gas station about 3 miles down the road. I'll call there. They have cables. Bring the cables back."
Oh my God, the nicest people.
That's how nice these people are.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Meanwhile, there's a couple of Bajans having drinks after work at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a couple of beers and what have you. Maybe some ganj, because there was the smell of herb in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
like
one
sage
guy,
or like rosemary.
yeah, kind of like that, but it smelled more like pot.
Oh.
And so I said, "Hey man, no." He came over, and I remember to tell you the Serena part of the story. So he comes over, he goes, "Open up your hood." "And what, you got cables?" He goes, "No, I don't." "Open up your hood." "All right." So I opened up the hood, and he looked at the battery, and then he opened up his hood, and he looked at his battery, and he goes, "Hang on, my friend." Puts his beer down. The beer they all drink is called Deputy.
Okay.
Don't ask. It's called Deputy.
Okay.
He puts his Deputy down, and he starts taking his battery out of his car. I went, "What the hell? What's he going to do?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, I know what he's going to do. He's going to crank my car up, and then we're going to quickly switch the batteries out before the car dies, and then we can." That's not what he does, Anna. He was looking to see if he had the same size battery I had. He took his battery, held it over backwards, positive to positive, negative to negative.
Oh,
We cranked my car up. We
didn't even need the cables.
Didn't need cable. The Bajans don't need cables to start.
They don't need cables. They're wizards.
These guys and that guy, and then this really high, really drunk guy came by, and he starts talking to Serena. He goes, "Ah, you're my angel." I wish I could do the accent, the Bajan accent.
Yeah.
They all sound like this guy right here. Hang on. They sound like this guy. So the guy comes by, and he's calling Serena an angel. And Serena gets back in the car. She goes, "The guy, he was so nice. He was drunk and he was high, this other guy, and he was calling me his angel and saying, 'Oh, you're a vision. You're an angel.'" And I said, "Honey, 2 of her buttons came loose on her dress." And it's like,
she's flashing some.
Yeah, she's flashing some major chest. And I'm like, "Honey, look down." She goes, "Oh my God." So her nipples weren't out, but they might as well have been out. I mean, she was right there. She was right at almost nipple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah,
you made that guy's day.
Yeah. So, kind of made my day.
That sounds like a good trip. I'll tell you what, I received a photo from you. I need some clarity. You sent me a photo.
Yeah.
From the beach.
Yeah.
Of a beverage.
I did.
You did. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was that was not a pina colada.
I know. It looked like it. You know what it looked like? A high-end bespoke mixed coconut drink on ice, not a blended cheap ass corn syrup filled Malibu rum pina colada, which is what I wanted you to drink.
No, hang on. Send back the picture you sent. I think I sent a picture of Tallulah's drink. Because
look in your text to me. Scroll back in your text to me.
Let's see.
Because
Anna, let's see.
It looks like you were holding a margarita because it has a lime on it.
No. Okay. They started making a margarita Vinnie style.
The skinny Vinnie margarita?
Yeah, the skinny margarita. Yeah, that's what that is.
Which is just a ranch water, right? It's just tequila, a little bit of lime juice, and soda.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's ranch water. Yeah.
That's what you call ranch water. And of course, they garnished it with the lime, and it makes it look like something. And they would also, what I don't do at home when I make that is they dip the salt
Oh
So
yeah, I see a little salt on the
I'm going
rim.
to start doing the salt at home because there's
You like
nothing
well, you
sweet
love the
about
salt.
it. I
I like
do.
a salted margarita. However, it makes it look really pretty.
And it helps because that margarita is so bitter without the salt. You add the salt and it gives it a thing.
Oh, see, I like it. I like the
Yeah.
taste of lime juice.
So
But
I felt
did
like
you have a pina colada?
all right. So
Oh no.
the answer is no. The answer is no. So
You had one job.
I know.
You had one assignment on this vacation.
I know. I failed miserably. I failed miserably.
I don't want to say I'm disappointed in you, but
Listen, I'm disappointed in me. Well, all right. So my daughter, Tallulah, she and her boyfriend were having drinks and doing the whole thing. I was looking at their vacation going, why can't I be like that? I so want to be like that.
Right.
Right. My whole life, I've wanted to be what my daughter is. Right.
That's why we have kids, so they can be like, have much better lives than us.
Yeah. It's not that. It's Tallulah knows how to enjoy herself.
Right.
I don't.
I
really don't. So one day for lunch, they, all the little local Bayesian guys were, they were about Tallulah's and her boyfriend's age. So, and they were getting along, right? The guys that worked at the resort. We were staying at a very high-end resort because Serena knows the O'Hara family who owns the Coral Reef Club. And so this is a resort that's probably beyond my means otherwise. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe. And so I'm being American, right? Even though they add gratuity to everything.
Right.
I was cashing out $100 bills into $5 Bayesian bills, right? Because it's double. And no matter what someone did for me, I was handing them a $5, right? And they say tip means to ensure promptness, and everyone was very prompt all the time.
And you know what we say? Don't tip, over tip.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to get something done, and we were looked at as the ugly Americans, everyone else there was European. I don't care.
Whatever.
I don't care. You know what? If I could have worn my Lucchese boots on the beach, I would have. I would have.
I can't help where I was born.
You know what? Next year, I'm going back. I'm bringing some Wrangler jorts. I'm bringing some jean shorts made from Wranglers.
I can't believe you didn't.
Disappointment
number 2.
I'm going to Daisy Duke those mother effers. I guarantee that's what I'm doing. I'm going to have my ass hanging out.
We want to make sure you've done leg day with them Daisy.
Because you know what? I saw a couple of gay fellas there. There was a couple. Yeah. They were letting it all hang out. And I was looking at them going, and they were young, like Tallulah and her boyfriend. I was like, next time I come, I'm bringing my Speedo. Serena made me leave it home.
No, if you're with Europeans, you got to wear the Speedo.
I'm wearing the Speedo. I'm doing the whole
we have people ready for a call?
We got people ready.
We should get ready. We should get to it.
Okay. But just to
I want to
finish
make sure you're done. Yeah.
Tallulah got something called a Coco Moco, which is a coconut drink or something. I took one little nip off of it and I went, there's no way I'm getting a pina colada. This damn thing tastes like I would have had a sugar rush if I had taken a whole.
It has espresso, coconut syrup, chocolate. Oh, that's a Dutch Brothers. I don't know what a Coco Moco is.
Find it, Anna. It was disgusting. And I just
Kokomo. Are you sure it wasn't Kokomo?
No, it was a Coco Mocha.
Coco Mocha. Well, it's probably coconut and mocha, meaning coffee and chocolate. So cocoa, coffee, and
Yeah, and it was like melted ice cream.
Sounds like a milkshake. Yeah.
With that being said, this is a call-in show.
Yep.
And we're going to start with my buddy Ty.
Do you know when this show airs?
After the 14th or something.
Okay. We never did our Thanksgiving show, and considering I just did a live stream about Thanksgiving sides, let's do that next week. Let's put that on the books for next week.
Yeah, and we could just move that show ahead or behind or whatever.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, so coming to the stage first is my buddy Ty.
I got to see Ty for his 50th in Anaheim.
It was.
And Michelle.
That was really
shout out to Michelle.
And Michelle. That's yeah. And if I can just elaborate on that. So just after it was a fundraiser, and it was a wonderful comedy fundraiser. We had a great time, but and it was the cap of my 50th, which was an absolute blessing. Um, absolute after after Anna and Lauren stole the whole damn show. Um, she came up, sought me and Michelle out in the audience, and said, "Guys, I just want to make sure I say hi to you. Sign whatever you want, including the very first jar." Oops, I don't know
I've
if we
never
can
signed
see
a
it.
jar before.
Yeah. So
Wait, you have
hold
to
on.
hold
We
it.
can't, we
Look
can't
at
see
where
it.
you are on camera. There it is.
Look at
Right
that.
And
there.
I said, don't cook this. He has to keep it forever. I'm
Well,
just kidding.
and
Yeah.
I never will.
That's how
It's
you get
going.
them to
I'm
buy
built.
two, Anna. Yeah.
That's right. I'm literally building a shelf right now that's going to go to a whole.
It's going
It's
to be
going
a
to be a whole
shelf.
thing. And so, and it was just so wonderful. And we took a bunch of pictures, and it was the absolute best ending to a 50th birthday I could have ever asked for. Keeping in mind we had been at my favorite place on earth, Disneyland, the previous 2 days. It was just absolutely
It was
wonderful.
better than
So,
Disneyland, guys. Meeting me is better than Disneyland. Imagine if Vinny were there, your heads would have exploded.
Yeah.
And by the way, Vinny, this is
Yeah.
another NSNG love connection. Michelle and Ty.
Really?
it.
Mhm.
Well,
This is
look,
true.
I know Michelle from the VIP group, and of course I know
Yeah.
Ty. Ty was a fitness trainer at one point. He still dabbles around in it. Ty, you're
Yep.
in the VIP group, right? And you're a guy. You're a
Yep.
professional. Okay. Is
Sure.
it worth
Yep.
it? Is it worth it to be in there?
Oh, goodness gracious, yes. It's just because it's kind of, you hear so many people's stories, and one of the big things I hear is what or heard as a trainer was what are people struggling with? And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, uh, how can I help them fix this, or how can I
Yeah.
give them the proper advice and guidance? I don't want to sit there and throw darts at a wall and see what hits a bullseye or not. Whereas in the VIP group, you can hear those mistakes. You don't have to hire a trainer, y'all. We're $100 a session. And I'm telling you, sometimes they're worth it, sometimes they're not. They key
Yeah.
pronoun. And but with the VIP group, you get to hear so many different stories and so many different lessons that were learned. You can skip all that and go, yeah, that's going to work for me. Like Michelle's a great example. She gave me her diet, and I said, well, that's a lot of dairy.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, okay. I said, why don't you 90% of that, and let's see what happens, right? Just for fun. And she did, and here we are. And and her uh anyway, the weight's going downhill. That's the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's different things you learn along the way. And so the VIP group's absolutely worth it. It's yeah, I can't say enough about it, you guys.
Yeah. That's
It's
the thing. Some people that are in the VIP group, they still do phone calls with me on top of that, right? And people go, well, that sounds like overkill. It's like, well, is it overkill if you weighed 500 pounds and now you weigh 195? Right.
well,
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
I think people lose sight of that, don't they?
Right.
You
Well,
know,
no, some people like they look at the cost. They'll go $25 a month. Yeah. And other people will say to me, I can't believe you do this for only $25 a month.
That's how I feel.
Right. When, as Ty puts it, if you
agreed.
go get a regular trainer, they're at least $100 a month. And if I was your trainer back in the day, it was
$100
double.
a session. Yeah.
Yeah. A
100%. No,
session.
$100 a
Yeah.
session. Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
you
what I
need at
charge.
least 4 sessions a week. So it's $400 a week times, 4 weeks. Do the math. And when I was in Hollywood, I was on a different training level. It was double that. Right.
Right. And Vinny, and Anna, 90% of it's nutrition, you guys. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, I can give somebody a workout, and if they go do it 3 days a week, that's fine. But if they follow the nutrition plan I lay out for them, guess what? It's going to work.
Yeah.
It just does. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, I've done this for 15 years. I've been low carb for 15 years, NSNG 15 years plus, and it just I can't tell people enough. It just works.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
it absolutely does. And I can't thank you for being here and being in the group and just doing. We're going to open the group up. It might even be open by the time this show comes out, because we're going to release the 3 videos, the 3 workout videos, and it's going to be free to everyone in the group. I mean, added value, right? They're going to be, these things are going to be $50 a pop. You get all 3 of them for free, $150 value. That pays for more. That pays for your year right there of being in
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You know, where are you going to get these workouts from? You know, Hollywood trainer, right? It just doesn't for that price. And that's the other thing, Ty. Every expert I've talked to, they're like $50. Really? You can charge, and they did these things. It's like, all right, people in your level on the internet, they're charging at least $225, if not $250 per week. It's like, yeah, but I don't care about making money. The reason I'm charging anything is so that people can have something of value. They can go, oh, I need to value this. I paid for it. Right. And I find that $50 is kind of that number. And it's something everyone can afford if they're serious about doing it.
Well, and that's the thing. And let me give a great example. So when I trained my clients, one of the things I did was I determined early on that I am going to give you the workout we just did. I had an Excel spreadsheet. I said, here's what we did. Here's your weights. Here's your reps. Blah, blah, blah. You can take this with you. You can repeat it as much as you want. You know, if you need me again, great. If you don't, here's your workout. But there's $100 down the drain.
Yeah.
For one workout.
One workout.
Not 2.
This is all you got to do is keep following it, and you know, $50. Or if you're in the VIP group, free. Right?
Unbelievable. So,
Ty,
you know, go ahead.
Go on. No, you go.
So I was going to get to a question, but if we have to, if you have
No,
an interjection,
let's get to the question. Absolutely.
all right. Because we got a lot of people online, and one of the things we were kind of just talking about is someone goes and hires a trainer, and they're all gung ho. So I kind of thought about this, and you know me, I wrote a half a Bible before all this. But you know, if you're gung ho to NSNG, so we just found Vinnie and Anna. They just found the Monday show. Hi, buddy. They just found this show. Maybe this is the first time they're listening. And they go, great. That sounds all good. And I'm going to buy Eat Happy 1, Eat Happy 2, Eat Happy Italian. I'm going to buy all of them. I'm downloading Vinny's PDF, excuse me. And everything is going okay. I was wondering if there were suggestions as to pop open the cookbooks, brand new to NSNG. What are a few things that you should make right away? An example I'm thinking of is what I'm making tomorrow night, carnitas. And an example of something maybe, you know, let's give it that 45, 60, 90 days. An example, I'm making Saturday night pork rind pizza. I just thought, I was wondering if you guys could weigh in on that. Give your thoughts to anyone out there who's brand new listening to this and what they can do. And by the way, buy all of Anna's books and subscribe.
Thank you. Oh my God. You're my biggest advocate. I appreciate it. But I have found with people, I put myself into the mindset that I was in, which I'm coming from the Weight Watchers counting calorie world, right? And then you switch over to low carb, and somebody all of a sudden tells you can have full fat dairy, you can have bacon, you can have these things, and it felt Atkins-ish, but I didn't want to go all the way there, you know. So what I always tell people is focus on what are your favorite proteins for dinner. Like if you like burgers, if you like steak, if you like chicken, if you like a cut of fish, there's recipes for all that. Go for your favorite protein and build around that. And I always say too, stick to grilling and stovetop recipes first, only because you'll get it on the table faster and there are fewer steps. A lot of times when there's like a Sunday dinner, like somebody will open the book and they're like, I'm going to make the most complicated chili that's in here, or something that's like takes a lot of steps and that takes many hours. And that's great. I'm glad you're excited, but we need you to stick with it. The carnitas is super easy, but it is an all day thing, or maybe you do it overnight and then you twice bake it. And so then you kind of like get into like, okay, this is what it's going to take. Things are going to taste good. And believe it or not, after about a couple of weeks, you realize, oh, I'm getting full off of like a protein and a side, where it used to be I used to have a protein, a side, and some sort of starch. But now you're getting full and you don't have to have the starch. And it's kind of like a mind meld. The other thing that happens that I always like to address when people are new to NSNG, I put the pizza crust recipes in there for a reason. I put the cauliflower tots and the cauliflower gnocchi things in there for a reason. And that's because people need to be able to have their known comfort foods, or else you're going to have this thing where you think it's binary. I'm either on the wagon or off the wagon. And that's not necessarily true. It's a process. And if it means that you are going to make a low carb pizza crust every night for 10 days until you're sick of it, just to stay NSNG, great. But eventually you're going to get to the point where you're like Ty and you just make it every now and then. You're like, hey, I'm craving some pizza. I'm going to have that. But you don't have to have it because you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. So I'm okay with, and there's a range of recipes. Like one thing is breakfast with sweet potatoes and poached eggs. Now, Vinnie says, do not have sweet potatoes that often. Great. So don't make that every day. But there's a wide variety of recipes in there because I want to meet people where they are. And then everybody else who's carnivore can make carnitas and just eat that.
The operative, the operative takeaway from what Anna's saying is, even though we're telling you to stay away from carbs, the confusing piece becomes that we're telling you not to become carb-phobic.
Right.
Right. We had steak tonight, right before I came on the mic, and we had Serena made this cauliflower thing with it where she added, creme fraiche, and there was asparagus in there, and I grated the Parmesan, the fresh Parmesan in there because this needs Parmesan, and it was a delicious thing to add to the steak because, I get it. There's people that, meat heals and carnivore, and I only eat carnivore. I eat cruciferous vegetables all the time. I believe in eating. That's what me and the vegans have in common. A good vegetable is not really the problem. And no, I don't eat vegetables every day, but probably 3 days a week, 4 days a week, I have vegetables in there. Right. So don't become carb phobic. And people go, how do you stand ketosis? I do. Because that cauliflower had a lot of fat in it. So you didn't have to eat a big mound of cauliflower and asparagus, right? It was a small dollop because it was heavy in fat, right? So, and it was delicious.
And it has lots of fiber in it.
Yeah. So it does what you want it to do. So I think the big takeaway from Anna's book, and I want to add one more thing before we move on to Tricia here. Anna's book, because I get the phone call, Anna doesn't talk to as many people as I do. And they'll say, hey, I just got Anna's book. And I'll go, that's great. It's like, she's got desserts in there. Did you know she had desserts in there? It's like, yeah.
Folks get real triggered.
Yeah, I have the books. I have all of them. We use the book. But she's got desserts in there. Okay, don't start at and by the way, the desserts are not on page 1. They're in the back of the effing first book.
And
right?
also, too, no one's forcing you to make them, are they?
Yeah. It's called Eat Happy. This is not called Eat Until You Have an Eating Disorder, which is not it doesn't roll off of your tongue, right?
No.
So it's called Eat Happy for a reason. Anna's got a jar of sauce. It's got carbohydrates in it. I'm looking at Ty. He looks lean and stealthy. Look at him. The guy's all sinewy and everything else.
Well, that's because I just signed his jars. He's not going to eat them.
He's not going to eat it. Yeah,
that's true.
Keep signing jars so people don't
keep
eat
signing jars. You guys keep buying them. I'll keep signing them.
Ty, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you, Ty. You're awesome.
Much aloha.
There you go.
He got kicked off.
Sorry, Ty. I'm not good at this yet. I'm not good.
Trigger finger. We love you, Ty.
I'm not. Tricia, I might just cut you off.
Darling.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Folks, if Tricia sounds awfully good, it's because she's got the car acoustic thing going on, which is the best way to be. Now, is it because you're just leaving work or because you hate your kids?
Because I'm leaving work.
Okay, good. Okay,
not at all. No, moms, we don't hate our kids. We just need a break from them.
I love
spend
how
a lot of time in the car.
Like, they get in the car with the video and say, all right, I know what's going on.
The only quiet place is the driveway.
How you doing, Miss Tricia?
I'm doing okay, but that's part of why I'm calling in. So,
all right.
Do you want me to just get down to it?
Do it. Yes.
Okay.
Get down on it. Yeah.
Okay. So when I messaged Anna, so I've off and on followed you for 10 years. So, um, but so the last several years I've struggled. And so then because I feel like I get where, I kind of stop following because I feel embarrassed because I go totally off the rails. Um, but now I've hit menopause and I feel like there's this like mental block with
I'm hugging you.
following.
I'm hugging you. The menopause
Thank
sister
you.
hug.
And I have this mental block with being able to fully like make this decision and this commitment again. And like, it's always just kind of been off and on throughout the years, but like I just like there's this I'm like I know there's something that's stopping me, but like how do I find that? What's stopping me?
Anna, you want to take this one first, or
Well,
because
I
it's not, the menopause thing is not easy.
yeah,
right?
the menopause thing is real.
No.
It's real and it's crazy. And as our estrogen goes down, our insulin resistance goes up. And sometimes it's going to take a doctor telling you numbers that make you go, oh shit, I got to rein it in, And then sometimes it's just, what do you think it is that's keeping you from making, like, if you had to guess, what do you think it is?
So I mean, and like lately, and I don't know if it's my motivator or if it's my blocker. So I'm 44 and my mom died of a stroke at 44, and I have this like, well, maybe it's going to happen to me, and like why do I care? Like why do I, and so it just kind of, you're like,
Yeah.
do I do I know I should do something about it, and I go off and on, but like at the same time it's like, maybe it's just bad blood and I want to just you just give up, sort of.
By
But
the
I
way,
don't want to
Tricia,
give up
that's,
because I've got 2 great kids.
yeah. And you won't give up because you have 2 great
So
kids and because you love yourself and you're going to figure it out. But I got to say, first of all, thank you for being vulnerable and just saying the reason. Because a lot of people were running around these reasons. And Vinnie calls it when you eat around something, like something's going on, but you just keep eating because you're like, I'm eating around my feelings instead of just addressing the issue. And sometimes just by saying it and acknowledging it. And by the way, we all play these head games too. I remember my mom always said that she always talked about when she was going to die, which is a very dark thing to talk about. And I'm sorry that you lost your mom when she was 44, and that does a number on you when when you get to be that age. But and then I figured it out. She always talked about when she was going to die and how she was the perfect age between her parents. That's when they say you die, is when you're between the ages of your 2 parents. And I was like, what? That's not even like statistically.
That's not even a thing.
It's not a thing. And yet the woman passed away when she was exactly splitting the ages of when her 2 parents passed away.
But
and
you
I was
see,
like,
it's Anna.
And then I get in my head and I go, okay, well then that means you know what I mean? And so, but I'm like, why am I thinking these thoughts? And I think it's very normal to think those thoughts, and you just have to go, okay, that's just a thought. And I'm having this thought. And ultimately you have to decide what your goals are. And if your goal is to obviously live for your kids and get healthy and be able to run around with them and have a good time and whatever it is that you need to keep up, which you'll probably come to that conclusion, I would imagine. But I mean, that's everyone's individual work. Every single person that goes on this journey is brave to have to figure out that deep shit that you just talked about. That's some deep shit, Trisha. That's awesome.
And Trisha, I think we lost Trisha.
We
Hopefully
lost her camera, but hopefully she can hear us.
Yeah. Trisha, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, great.
You can turn if your connection's bad, just turn your camera off because the audio is the most important part anyway.
Yeah. So Trisha, remember, your mother dying is,
At
and
44.
you being the same age and dying, that's a story you're telling yourself. Change the story. Change the story. I bring him up way too often, but we're going to bring him up again tonight. Scott King, who had gastric bypass. He was like 400 pounds, had gastric bypass, got down to about 200 pounds or 195, and then went up to like close to 600 pounds and his young daughter ran out into the street, right? He had just accepted that he was going to die young, and this was his fate. His stomach was cut out and he gained all the way back and everything. And then one day he woke up and changed it. He just flipped the script. After his daughter ran into the street, he went, man, I can't even protect my kids. So while I'm here, I need to protect these kids.
But
right?
his daughter's fine. You make it sound like something bad
Yeah,
happened.
his daughter.
daughter's
Yeah,
fine.
well, it was a quiet street and a car didn't come, but it was enough for him to know that he couldn't protect his kids. Right. And he heard me on Adam Carolla and he was like, well, I've tried everything else. This guy is saying I can eat bacon. Let's just try it. Right. And that's what he did. And he's lost 350 pounds. He's running triathlons and everything else. Maybe even more than 350 at this point. And all he did in one moment, Tricia, is flip the script. He changed it to something else. They say, turn it into something else. When you're mad, you're angry, you want to lash out, turn it to something else.
You know what hit me, Vinny, when you said that?
Go on.
Is the idea too, and just hearing what Tricia was saying, kind of reading between the lines, there's an element of when you go off the rails and you go on a bender and you feel that shame, you think, talk about telling a story, you tell a story that it's going to be really hard to get back to NSNG. And it's actually way easier than you think, and start telling the story that it's easy so that your expectations will line up with that story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. It's not hard. It's going to be easy and you're going to do it.
And even though we've lost, no, Tricia's still there. Anna, I just sent you a photo from the beach. Take a look at that photo. We can't show it because I haven't gotten permission to show it. You see what I sent you?
I'm looking right now. Oh, fabulous.
Okay. That's a woman. That's my wife, Serena. She hit menopause when she was like 49. And she went through the longest menopause ever. Right? She started gaining weight. She started getting that pooch. Oh, I have this pooch. My mother has this pooch. My sister has this pooch. My grandmother had the pooch. And this is just what it's going to be. That's the story she was telling herself. I'm now old. I'm this. I'm that. Here it is. Boom. And I said, it doesn't have to be that way. You can exercise. You can do it. And she didn't really listen to me. She happened upon something, she was still running. She was like, I'm running 1,000 miles a week. I was like, I'm losing my ass and my pooch and the whole thing and all that. She started doing, this class and that class. And turns out she hates weight training, but she doesn't mind doing it, in these classes, right? With other women, with disco music going on and the whole thing. Completely turned her body around. I just sent a picture to Serena of a 64-year-old Serena in a bikini.
You said I sent a picture to Serena of 64-year-old Serena.
No, I said to my other wife, Anna. 64-year-old Serena. Does that look like a 64-year-old woman to you?
No. She looks fantastic.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Anna, I'm going to show that photo to the people right here on the thing. I could do that, right? Real quickly.
It's gonna go on YouTube if you hold up to camera.
I know.
Oh,
but you know what? Who cares?
Who cares?
Are you guys ready? If you're ready, I want everybody to shake your head. All right.
Yep.
Here we go. That's a 64-year-old woman. That's a 64-year-old woman.
She's got abs.
She's got abs.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
With abs. And she just flipped the script on what the story was. That's all she did. That's all she did. So
it's interesting how much we do tell stories and get in our own way, and then we just have to redefine stuff.
Yeah.
So Tricia, will you keep us posted? She's not
I will.
here. Oh,
Am I still here?
Okay,
Yeah.
she is still here. Okay, good. I'm
I-
rooting for you, my dear. I'm serious. I know what a mind fuck it is to like tell that kind of a story, especially around death and your parents' death. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
It is. It is. And thank you. And I'll keep you updated.
Okay,
I
good.
will keep following along. And I appreciate you both and that you guys are still doing this so many years later.
But
So,
you appreciate
Thank
me
you for
more than
saying
Anna,
it.
right? Is that
For
true?
sure. For
Okay.
sure.
well,
she does.
I actually
Yeah,
got to meet Anna and got a picture with Anna. So
that's right.
Yeah, because Anna's willing to leave her house. I'm not.
I
That's-
know,
That's
I
true.
know, I know. But you've got a great sense of humor, and I enjoy it. I laugh when I'm listening to your guys' podcast. So thank you.
Oh, thanks. Folks, next up is Leslie. Leslie, your mic is not on yet. You got to press something. Or we won't be able to. There she is. How you doing, Leslie?
Hi.
How's
Hi.
it-
How's it going?
I'm not complaining. Anna, you got
Hi,
any
cutie
complaints?
pie. No, no, especially not with Leslie here.
No, we're all great.
Leslie's
Leslie, look it up.
doing. Can I just brag on Leslie for a second? Because
Knock
I
yourself
don't do consults hardly at all. But
Mhm.
Leslie and I have talked food business because she does something so flippin' cool and necessary because it does not exist in the marketplace. And I think that's what her questions and comments are going to be concerning. But I just want to brag on you, Trail Belly, man. How amazing you are to do what you do, because you're doing way more R&D than I have to do.
I'm trying.
Explain what Trail Belly is.
So Trail Belly is came about because I became a backpacker after finding out that I was pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, all the things. I had 6.4 A1C in March of 2023. And then for my 49th or 48th birthday, we decided to go on a backpacking trip to the Yuba River. So my doctor had told me, just eat complex carbs, rice, potatoes, all the things. And I made it our own backpacking meals with the chicken packets and everything. And they were just trash. Like they tasted awful. So I tried to find some meals, freeze-dried meals on the market, and there weren't a lot available. It was, there's a few, very few. They're very expensive because it's mostly protein. So I've been trying to work on my own recipes and kind of start my own thing and help the people like in the Facebook group and stuff figure out if they want to do backpacking meals or if they need emergency meals when the power goes out. I have all these recipes and stuff that I've been working on.
Give us an example, Leslie. This
And
sounds very
clean.
cool.
Like her stuff is clean, and that's the other thing.
It's really hard to do.
The competitors on the marketplace, they are not clean. And I see
Yeah.
people on Shark Tank, they're like, these are my hiking meals. I'm like, they're bullshit.
Full
Full of shit.
There's a couple of them out there that I've researched, and they're very few, and they only have like a couple of recipes because it's very difficult to do. I started, like I said, making my own, and then I actually got Anna's cookbooks. My first recipes was making a version of her white chicken chili. And I found a company that had freeze-dried proteins, and I just started building my recipes around those proteins. And at first they weren't great either because it doesn't taste good because they're not
Give
cooked.
me an example of freeze-dried proteins. What was it?
I've got this right here.
Well, while you get that, just so you know, Leslie's the first person to have freeze-dried the sauces and put them into recipes, and it looks like tomato
Oh, wow.
crack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we
So,
go.
This one is freeze-dried pulled pork, and this is my barbecued pulled pork recipe. So I just dehydrated peppers. I have freeze-dried cheese. I put seasonings and everything in those packets so that when you heat it up with hot water, they taste like you just cooked it at home. It's really good.
Isn't that amazing?
So
Isn't
all
she
you
so
do is
smart?
add hot water. So it's like an MRE, but it's delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
A
like the
delicious
Mountain House
MRE.
meals and all of those meals. They just don't have any starches. They don't have any fillers. And it takes a lot of work because when you do that and you just add hot water, you don't get the creaminess that you get with those meals. You don't get, there's tons of carbs in them. They're like 50, 60 grams of carbs
Right.
per those meals. And it's really hard to pull that together without those ingredients. But I found ways like adding beef gelatin, a tablespoon of beef gelatin
Mhm.
added to that is going to make it much creamier and thicker. which makes a big difference. Stuff like that.
I got to tell you, you know, every spring I start getting, you know, because I do the consults, and every spring I start getting the rim to rim to rim people.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, look, I could do the first day. Folks, rim to rim to rim is you go down the Grand Canyon, you get to the other side, and it's rim to rim to rim. Is you go from rim to rim and then back to the original rim. And you're camping out for at least 2 nights. If you're moving fast, some people do it faster than that, but 2 nights. And they want to know how to stay low carb, how to stay NSNG the whole time. And, you know, I even, back when I was still making ultra fat, I would say, listen, I would love to sell you a ton of ultra fat, but at some point you're going to want to start throwing up ultra fat, because you can't just have the same taste over and over and over. I've been a guy who's done multi-day stuff. You need different flavors, different tastes. You know, I've done it. Like, I've proven that you could just climb for 12 hours on just coconut oil or just Villa Capelli olive oil. Yeah, I've proven all that over and over and over. But to do it and still enjoy the trip and not want to kill yourself, you need to change it up.
Yeah. So I actually had my first consult with you was before the Tahoe Rim Trail. It was my first, like, it wasn't a through hike. We did it in sections. Some were 2 nights, some were 4 nights. But we did the whole Tahoe Rim Trail in one summer, and I did it entirely NSNG. I had ultra fats on me. I think the most thing that wasn't NSNG would have been those That's It bars with the apples and blueberries in it.
Yeah.
I ate a couple of those. But other than that, I made all my own recipes and they came out great. And it wasn't, you know, you didn't get the fatigue of eating the same thing every day. I figured out how to do breakfast with powdered eggs, which is crazy.
Wow.
And dried shredded beef. So it's like machaca.
I was going to say,
That's
machaca.
one of my favorites.
Yum.
And
awesome.
you can put like a little dried salsa in there, and you know, it's like one of the best breakfasts that you're going to eat out there.
Leslie, where are you taking all this? Are you gonna, you know, are you gonna scale this and
I mean,
go
that
there?
would be the
You know
dream. In the past, I'm going to say 2 months, freeze-dried food has doubled the price in a lot of proteins.
Yeah.
And all of the proteins, not just beef. So it's been a little trickier. I do have kind of a stockpile. There is a company that actually made freeze-dried foods that went out of business, and they had a 50% off sale.
Oh, good.
So there's a lot in that.
Yeah.
I've got probably 8 cans of like chicken and stuff like that.
Wow.
This is why I want Eat Happy Kitchen to do well, because I want to be investing in women who are doing killer food businesses like what Leslie's doing. And she needs, you know, that's a whole other conversation.
Oh, listen, there's so many great ideas. I wish, you know,
and
I wish
she's
I could
already
invest
done
in
the
it.
R&D. She's done so much hard work. Like it's crazy the amount of work this woman's put into this.
Yeah.
A lot of hours.
Leslie, I gotta be honest. You always have a, you know, a megaphone here. You want to come on and talk about it.
Thank you.
You know, it sounds like Anna's already, you guys are already chatting. I'm bad at this.
You're a mentor.
Yeah. Whatever I can do to help.
Yeah. Whatever we could do to help.
Yeah.
We're here. Like, people always go, aren't you worried about getting, no, you know, my buddy who has keto brick and all that, you know, Robert Sy, I talk about everybody. People always, you know, they go, oh, you know, Cynthia Thurlow is like, yeah, go there. She's helping women with menopause. This is a clearinghouse. I'm trying to get everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get,
gatekeeping.
you know, the last thing I've ever been in my life is popular. If I can help other people get there, that's all we're trying to do. Right.
Well,
so
this is obviously was inspired by going down this road and getting my A1C to 5.1 and being off all the medications and being able to hike up, you know, 14 or 12, 10,400 foot mountains. I haven't done a 14 yet, but when I'm ready to do Whitney, I'll let you know.
there's a lot of 14ers in Colorado that are pretty cool. Some of them are very technical. The reason Whitney is so cool is because it's a Disney walk, right? The trail is nice all the way up. A lot of the 14ers, you know, there's some Disney walks, as I like to call them, and on 14ers in Colorado, but some of them are you need to kind of know your shit or you die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Mountains are no joke. Right. And you
I'm
learn
really good at the 10-5 range.
no, you'll get there. The altitude is not a big deal. You'll get there. Well, thanks for being on, Leslie. It was very kind of you to
Thank
come
you
on.
for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so seek out Leslie on the group if you guys are hikers or backpackers or whatever, and you're interested in figuring out how to do, because she's very
It posts
generous
a
with
lot
sharing.
about it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's awesome.
And I love that she went from 6.4 down to 5.1.
5.1
Amazing.
9 months.
in
9
9
months.
months.
You mean this stuff works? There you have it, folks. Look at Leslie. She's over there
Thanks,
killing
Leslie.
it. Thanks, doll.
All right, thank
All
you.
right,
Bye.
let's see if I could get rid of Leslie now.
Oh,
Let's see how this is going to work. Hang on, Leslie.
it sounds so
Look,
cold.
look
when
at
you say it
me.
like
Look
that.
at this.
Get
And
rid
now,
of Leslie.
yeah, because I'm bringing on Amy, my new girlfriend, Amy.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here.
Amy's
to
been
have
around
you.
for a long time, Anna. We've talked before several times.
Great.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
feel like I've seen you in the VIP group too.
Yeah, and when I saw Anna's post about you guys doing, I'm not in the VIP group actually.
Oh, okay.
I should
I
be,
probably just have
but I'm
seen you
not
in
there
all the
yet.
groups.
I kind of was, I kind of thought that I would let others, since it was limited, let other people that hadn't been around for so long maybe get in there ahead of me, but I definitely need to join. But when I posted my question, I actually had something happen last week that sort of changed. I had a nutrition question and an exercise question, but my nutrition question changed. I actually spent all last week in the hospital, and I had a intestinal blockage. And so I know, as Vinnie's talked about in the past, the hospital food is less than ideal. I actually was on a liquid diet for most of it. And then when they started reintroducing foods, not great options. But I'm curious if you guys have any input as I'm ramping back up this week into solid foods and that type of thing. Any suggestions on what's going to be easy to ramp up into chewable food again?
Did they have to do the surgery to get the crimp out, or did it work itself out?
Worked itself out. Yep. I ended up drinking a contrast fluid and having x-rays to make sure everything was working again. It's scar tissue from a previous abdominal surgery.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I had a buddy who just woke up one day and all of a sudden abdominal pain, stopped going to the bathroom for a day or two, and his colon had twisted, and they had to go in and surgically undo it.
Yes. If it twists.
A friend of mine. Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, think of all the hard ultra cycling we've done. He was one of my training partners, and he said, think of all of it. This was 10 times worse than anything we've been through. So Amy, my heart goes out to you. Unfortunately, is this medical advice? This borders on medical advice, and I'm not allowed to kind of do that.
I'm just wondering, do you guys think, I was thinking avoiding dairy, although that was pretty much all I was given in the hospital. Is it dairy a little inflammatory?
It could be if you have any kind of colitis or Crohn's or IBS, and, some of those people have trouble with dairy. I know those same people have trouble with grain, do whatever you do. Don't take any kind of grains or any of that. I would, if you could, blend up. If you're going to have veggies, blend them up. Get them, break down that fiber so that your intestines won't have to break it down. Your stomach acid won't have to work that hard. I would do that kind of thing. If you can handle coconut oil, look on the best colon, that can run through you. So, if you need to get some fats in, I would go in that direction. Were they feeding you meat in the hospital?
I was going to say, can you have fatty, broth, like chicken broth?
Yeah. So the recommendation was to start with broth. And then of course they said, add noodles to it and that type of thing. So.
But I'm thinking of
like a
You know,
bone
when,
broth.
like,
Mhm.
could you put a whole rotisserie chicken to make the broth? Like, don't take the meat off of it. Put it in the Instant Pot or the slow cooker and wait for that meat to get so tender because you're cooking the broth with the
Mhm.
meat in there. And then you can kind of, if you feel like you can tolerate little bites of the meat and it's very soft and tender and hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
digestible.
think those are all things that, yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the right direction. It's just funny, the things I was told to do, I thought, I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
with the noodles and that type of thing.
I
Did
know.
they-
I
did
mean, I
they
guess
allow
white
you
rice
rice
would
and
be
that
the
kind of thing?
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rice was not mentioned, I
It
don't
feels like
think.
that would be if you were to have something like that, that would be easier to digest than a noodle. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
rice gets bulky
rice.
too.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not a fan of rice. I thought maybe they told her to do rice. I was going to tell her
Mm-mm.
not to do it.
Oh yeah, because
Um,
it can stop you up. That's true.
yeah, things like I would start with making a bone broth. So
Okay.
it's going a step further than what Anna was saying about cooking the meat down. You would also have to put a chicken in there and crush it up to,
Okay.
the bones and everything to make a real bone broth. And then with that, you could take that bone broth, put it in the blender, add a little broccoli to it, a little cauliflower or something, whiz it up and make a soup out of it. I would look at those kinds of things
Okay.
more
Yeah, it
than
makes
dairy.
sense to
Give yourself a moment.
it makes
where you're
sense to chop things up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it real small.
Yeah. Make the runway as even and as
Mhm.
easy as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You need to get
Okay.
nutrients into your body, but you don't want to overwork your small intestines or your large intestines or any of it. Right.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
turn it into baby food.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Yeah, baby food. Exactly.
Yeah,
Don't eat
that's
Puree.
good.
It's full of crap.
It's a puree.
A
Yeah,
puree.
It's the
puree.
fancy word for baby food. Baby food.
Yeah.
Got it.
Puree everything. Yeah. We live long enough, Amy. We get back to being babies again.
That's right.
Yeah.
But don't, I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad it's behind me.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you, Vinnie, I'm a former triathlete, lifelong runner,
Mhm.
and I'm really trying to get more into strength training, but I'm having trouble turning off the triathlete brain of, unless you went on a 6-hour bike ride, it doesn't count as a workout. And like, what's the appropriate amount of strength training to do in a week?
Well, if you want me to tell the truth, I'm going to have to lie.
Mm.
So you just have to stimulate a muscle twice a week.
Okay.
And there's several different ways of doing that. You could do 2 days a week and do one set to failure type of thing, Ben Bokikio style, that kind of deal. That's one of the workouts I put together, and that's coming out. Some people like to do 4-day a week where they do all upper body on one day, all lower body on the next day, take a day off, and then rinse and repeat. And then there's people like me who like to do the 6-day a week routine. So the reason I'm saving the 6-day routine is because it's what I do. Now, on day one, I'm just doing push. I do bench press or chest press, shoulder press, dips, and sometimes I'll leave the gym right there. If I'm having a good time in the gym and I'm talking to some of the other guys, I might do 2 sets of chest flies, or I might supplement in some high pulls or some side delt raises or something. Not all of those. And some days I might do tricep extensions with it. To be honest, I do tricep extensions almost every time. So let's say I do 4 exercises. And I'm out of there in about 30, 35 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Right?
That's what I'm having trouble with my head, like 30 minutes and leaving.
And the reason I'm telling you that is because you're talking about a guy who used to get on the bike at 3:00 on a Saturday morning and ride until Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's hard to change.
I didn't have a glitch in there. That I would ride for 15, 18 hours sometimes. Right? It's but I grew up doing this. So you got to stop looking at it as, oh, I'm not sweating, I don't smell like Clorox because my body's emitting, so much energy right now that you smell like like Clorox at some point, right?
Yeah.
I'm not completely wet, because when you do a workout, like when I do a workout here in my own gym, if I do an hour on the spinner, I'm sweaty. It looks like I did a hell of a lot more, but if I'm going to failure in the gym on those 4 exercises, my muscles are quivering, right? And you go, well, your whole body's not quivering. Well, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to do pull. I'm going to do the antagonistic muscles. And that's 4 or 5 or 6. That's my longest workout, because that's lat pulls wide, lat pulls close, rowing wide. And, then I might do curls, but generally I don't. And I'll do some forearm stuff, right? I'm out in like 40, 45 minutes. Leg day, 20, 25 minutes on day 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to get out of the mindset that more is better.
I know. It's tough.
It just takes a while to switch over.
Okay.
You go, oh, I'm going to get fat. Well, guess what? Exercise never made you lose weight anyway. That's a fact. I wish I could lie to people and tell you that exercise makes you lose weight. If you're doing everything else right, exercise will help you lose weight. I've had people train 18 and 21 weeks for marathons because I could get them ready in 18. I like 21. You know the deal. You know the routine. And some of these people, since I wasn't putting together their eating plan back in the day, they would get disappointed. They would go, you know what? I ran the marathon. I did a great job, but I got to the starting line heavier than when I started.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because on day 1, you went out to the running store to buy running shoes. And some kid was explaining to you that, you were pronating because that's the only word they taught him in the running store.
That's true.
And then on the way out, there was the wall of sugar.
Yeah.
Everything from Hammer Nutrition to power bars to, this bar, this gel, that gel, powders, you name it. It's the wall of sugar. And then you go and buy a Runner's World magazine, it tells you need to eat all this sugar in order to race. Right? At the end, before you ran your marathon, you were running somewhere between 60 and 80 miles per week and gaining weight, putting on muffin top. Okay? So don't tell me that exercise is how you lose weight, because I've seen people gain weight exercising, and not once or twice. When I'm telling you, and Amy, you know this.
I do.
This is not some kind of weird phenomenon. This is not a unicorn. I'm talking about the norm. Okay? So get out of that mindset. You want to be lean? You have to eat right. You want to be lean and have muscle? You have to put muscle on. And Amy, you're getting older. I don't have to tell you that. You know that.
I do.
Right? You're a little younger than me. I know that. A lot younger than me. But you're catching me. And you got sarcopenia chasing your ass down. And running your muscles off and riding your muscles off and not getting the proper weightlifting in is not your friend. Just to be honest with you.
I 100% agree, and definitely want to focus on the strength training. I just need to, it's tough. It's hard to believe how much, I don't know, you got to beat the triathlete out of me, I guess. So.
It'll never leave you. It'll always be there. Right? But just look, Serena, I just showed you a picture of my wife.
I was going to say, if
Yes.
Serena can do it.
Yes.
She was running
ma'am.
100 miler.
If she can do it.
Yeah, she was a ultra marathoner, and she had to change the way she thought.
Yep.
Right?
Yes,
Because
that
it
was
wasn't
very
working
similar.
anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't working. And it took her a while, man. She was flailing for a while. Sometimes she wouldn't run for several days, and then on the weekend, she would go, yeah, I'm just going for a 10-mile run. And then 3 hours later, she would come back and was like, I went for 30 miles or whatever, 25 miles.
Yeah.
Because, it was still in her. But she's learned, oh, wait, I can do this. Right? And she looks great.
Yeah,
I
that was
struggle to keep up. I'm
that was a
struggling.
perfect story for you to share, for me to hear. Also, just before I go, Trisha, who was here first, I'm in the whole menopause thing with her, and she really, that was very touching. If she needs an accountability partner and I can help her in any way and partner up, I would be happy to do that.
Amazing.
She's still down there. She can hear you.
Oh,
so-
okay. And one thing I thought of about, one thing that's affected me, I don't know if it's affecting her in the same way, that's making it hard to re-engage and be motivated like I used to be, is I don't sleep anymore. Menopause has ruined my sleep. So I'm not popping out of bed at 4:15 in the morning for my workouts like I used to be. And it's hard to, that's another adjustment. But when you don't sleep, it's really hard.
It's the hardest thing in the world. Try Pure Encapsulation has a product, has a melatonin. Try the 0.5%.
Okay.
Not even a 1 milligram. It's a 0.5 milligram. Just throw that in,
Okay.
right? And give it a shot and see if it helps you stay in bed for an hour longer, maybe an hour longer of deep sleep. Women, I feel for women. My wife
It's a
and I.
cruel joke.
I used to wonder why my grandparents slept in different rooms, because they loved each other. It's like, do they hate each other? They love these people love each other. They laugh, they joke. I get it now. A lot of times I'll sleep in another room. Like if I'm down here, like tonight, it's Thursday night, we're recording this. I'm going to be watching football. It's not over until like 11:30 here, right? If I go up to the bedroom and walk in, there's no way for me to be quiet enough.
Oh, do not wake her up, Vinny.
Right. So I just take my toothbrush and everything I'm going to need. I put it in the spare bedroom. Well, we got a couple of spare bedrooms, but there's one that I love. And I just put my toothbrush in there because I don't want to wake her up. Right. It would break my heart because I know how hard it is for women. It's not just menopause. It's the rest of your life, I think. Yeah. So good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Cool.
I'm the bearer of nothing but bad news.
You're supposed to leave them optimistic, Vinny.
I know. I'm really bad at this. Amy, I'm glad that we're ending up with Wayne tonight, because there's no way.
I was going to say, is Wayne here? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
he's here.
He's the last one.
I don't need Wayne to have menopause. I can tell you that.
He won't. He's going to ask his own separate effed up questions.
Yeah. So Amy,
thank you.
Thanks,
Amy.
guys.
Always good talking to you.
Keep us posted.
Thanks for being here. Let me see if
Bye.
I can do this. Look at, I'm getting rid of people. I'm bringing people in.
That's amazing.
Look at me, Wayne.
How you doing, guys?
We did it.
Are you a dude?
We made you sit through the whole thing, Wayne.
Yeah. Wayne.
That's okay. I learned quite a bit.
Good.
And I'll sleep very interestingly tonight.
Good.
Wayne, hang on. Do you have a Coca-Cola shirt on?
I used to work for Coca-Cola.
Listen,
That
Coca-Cola
was
paid for my education. I'm not mad at Coca-Cola. I just don't drink it.
that was the start of where I got to the point of, okay, I need to fix this pretty darn quick. I just happened to throw this on after the gym. I didn't even correlate that.
You could next time maybe wear an Eat Happy shirt or an NSNG shirt or Pure
Anything,
Vitamin Club.
Wayne.
I mean, there's a lot of shirts. There's a
Anna,
lot of
you
shirts,
could tell
Wayne.
me where I could buy an Eat Happy shirt.
Fair.
I mean,
that's
I
fair.
invested in your company.
That's
I
fair.
would love to advertise too.
I never
so.
send out shirts.
I know people keep wanting me to do another shirt. It's like,
No, we should do.
first
more
off,
shirts.
Debbie would kill me, right?
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's got to fulfill them all.
Nah, it's okay. Yeah, we'll manage.
Yeah.
I should have
Serena
put some
goes-
tape over it. You're right.
Serena goes, well, we can fulfill shirts from the house here. And I'm like, no, we can't. We would have stacks of cotton everywhere. It's just shirts stacked.
Yeah.
I can't do
Well,
that
I'm
today.
glad you're here, Wayne.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I found you on the March 2022 episode of Mike Rowe.
Nice.
Downloaded your ebook right away and said, I've been on the DASH diet for my doctors had me on the DASH diet for the 2-3 years before that, had me on lisinopril because one of the big things for me was is my blood pressure. And either I missed your podcast where you had an expert talking about blood pressure, or somehow I was just not tuning in. So I'm like, I really need to ask Vinnie this question about, NSNG and getting my blood pressure down. Now, when I left Coca-Cola, I was very stressed because of my boss. That's a whole nother story. I was about 287. I'm 6 feet tall. So I'm like, okay, got to do something. The doctor was like, well, let's put you on the DASH diet and get you on the Cruciferous so that you can, we can get that blood pressure down, and then we'll worry about the rest of it. Let me tell you, Vinnie, I felt like one of your prize Corvettes had half its spark plugs ripped out on that lisinopril. I had no energy. I was just lethargic all the time. And I'm like, I do not want to carry on this way for the rest of my life. And so I'm like, okay, NSNG, knuckle down. It took a while. I'm one of those who can't really do a cold turkey thing. I sort of have to ease into something. And so my way of easing into NSNG was, all right, we're going to substitute all the foods. But I didn't really portion control. I didn't really pay attention to how much I was eating, how many nuts I was snacking on, how many servings of chicken or full fat Greek yogurt I was having or anything like that. Once I got my body adjusted to the types of foods, then I could start getting back and scaling down the quantities. And that's really helped me. I'm currently at about just under 240. And I know I'd like to, improve it a little more. I really want to get rid of some visceral fat.
Wayne, I might have missed it. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Just over 6 foot.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I don't really care what the scale says. Weight's a function of gravity. If I want to weigh less, I'll go weigh myself on the moon. I'll only weigh about 80 pounds. But I care about what the mass is made of. And I'd really like to get the visceral fat down so that my organs aren't working extra hard on that and so forth. The last blood work that I had, my blood pressure, and this will be an interesting one, 158/66.
Jesus, wait. That doesn't even seem like a thing.
So it didn't go up like this. It went like.
Yeah. And on lisinopril, at best, I was maybe 135/75. But now that I've been really NSNG and doing what I can, 158/66. So I'm like, okay, do I need to tweak NSNG somehow, maybe to help with, the body composition numbers and do what I can to get that top number of the blood pressure down?
Well, all right. So first up, again, medical advice. I can't give medical advice, but the first thing,
and I don't want you to.
The first thing I would say is the drug has to have something to do with that, because you got to remember, drugs have a way of artificially lowering things, right? It's like, so you're systolic, and you said 158 or over 60. Yeah. So the diastolic is, the one that they kind of look at. Do you know back in 1970, the AHA considered a heart rate of 140/90 completely normal.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
And
I was young, but I remember that.
Some doctors said that was the middle of the road. Some doctors would go 150, 160 over, 95 or 100, no problem. Right? Okay. Nobody was dying from that. Right?
Yeah. And
then we started lowering it because it's better to have a lower blood pressure. And we started lowering it with drugs. So it's kind of like the same thing they did with everything else. It's like cholesterol. We need to keep lowering things because, we can sell more drugs. So they keep lowering it because the only way you're going to lower it, or the easiest way you're going to lower it, is by artificially lowering it with drugs. And folks, I'm not making this up. I'm sure, Anna, look it up. 140/90. I guarantee you that's what it was. I remember, that number from 1970, right? So the systolic was 140 over diastolic of 90. I guarantee you that's what you're going to pull up from the AHA.
AI says, but I don't know where the source is here. In the 1970s, a blood pressure reading of 140 over 90 was considered the threshold for hypertension. But I'm trying to find the source here.
Boom. You see, I don't make things up. I don't forget these numbers, right?
Yeah.
So, but yours being 158 over 65. I mean, that's a big discrepancy. The one they really look at is the bottom number, right?
That's what I had learned too.
Yeah.
Well, then you should be good, right? With 68, or what did they say about it?
I would
Or
go to a
58.
doctor.
you
Were
say
you drinking
58?
coffee that day, or were you doing something? Did you smoke or anything?
I don't smoke. I'm only starting to drink coffee after hearing you rave about the benefits of it.
Yeah. But what about tobacco use of any sort, like chewing or anything?
Nada, never. Secondhand smoke from my grandparents.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm thinking of nicotine. I'm trying to think of stimulants that might. You take any kind of guarana or any of these Red Bulls and this kind of stuff?
No, actually, the closest thing would be either some green tea that I have, or I am a chocoholic. I used to work for Ghirardelli Chocolate as well, so
none of that. None of that.
I developed a cacao palate for sure.
You know what? I would go back. Do you have a blood pressure cuff at your house?
One of those automated units you could get like from a big box store.
Do you have it available? Can you check right now?
I was gonna say I want to go get mine and take my blood pressure.
I could see where I hit it because I think I had a bit of what's that term for doctor fear, and you could jack up your blood pressure just
it's called white coat syndrome.
Thank you. Yes, I couldn't help but wonder, even if I do it at home, it's like, oh crap, am I going to artificially jack up the numbers because I have white coat syndrome?
A lot of people, it goes up a lot. So I would look at that, get one for the home. I can't even give medical advice as to how to lower that. I wish I could. The one thing I can tell you is that if you took olive oil, like Villa Capelli olive oil, that's been known to lower it, folks. Villa Capelli, no other olive oil, just Villa Capelli.
What a segue.
It's been known to lower, your blood pressure and make you feel better, and it tastes great. It's kind of like a beer commercial. Tastes great, makes you healthy. Go get Villa Capelli right now. Let them know we sent you. Promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, will save you 10% every single time at Villa Capelli. VINNIE, Villa Capelli. It's all I drink here. I mentioned it when we were talking to, I want to say Leslie, about being on the trail, going rim to rim to rim. I've used Villa Capelli in those situations. When I used to do my ocean kayak, I would bring little vials, 2-ounce vials. You remember that, Anna? And I put a little salt in there, and I would drink it while I was out in the Pacific Ocean. So go check out Villa Capelli and let them know we sent you. Wayne, I'm glad that you're getting healthier. And I can't help but think that as you get your weight closer to under 200 pounds, that some of that is going to even out. But I think it needs more investigation right now. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I can do because that number is kind of wonky. I'm wondering, and again, I'm not a doctor, but find out if you might have an aneurysm or some weak spot in one of your arteries. That could be, because you see, that's the blood pressure thing. It's in your arteries, right? It's
right.
So maybe you have something going on in one artery and not another. I think you need to go get checked. I don't mean this is not alarming.
Yeah. No, I will do that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't see why the doctor that didn't see that number didn't go, you need to go right now and see not an oncologist, but a heart specialist.
Didn't happen. And this was 2 months ago.
Go. I'm telling you, go promise me tomorrow you will make an appointment.
I promise I will make an appointment tomorrow.
And would you promise to let us know? Well, let Anna know. I don't give a shit. I don't want to. No, we want. I'm interested in knowing. I'm interested in knowing.
Okay.
Please.
I'd be happy to.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
I think that we should be, going down the rabbit hole. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, take all the tests, get all the blood work,
Do it all.
do it
Okay.
all.
Shoot the moon.
And I'll bring you along with me for the ride.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we want to know.
Yeah. Thanks for
Done
putting your
and
medical
done.
shit out there so we can all learn something. Honestly.
Yeah, look, folks, we're going to all learn from Wayne's problem here. We're going to learn. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to do.
That's blood pressure is one thing I don't know much about. And so I always learn stuff. Yeah, it's fascinating. And I was looking up the side effects of lisinopril. Woo. It looked like a lot.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, when my prescription ran out in February, I just didn't re-up it. So I've been off it for 8 months now.
Does your doctor know that?
No.
Wayne, you got to tell your doctor
You have to
everything.
tell your doctor everything.
Come on, man. Do the right thing, brother. Come on. All right.
All right.
Tell it, mention it all.
I will tell. I will tell. I promise.
Wayne,
Good.
thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm not sure if everyone's supposed to stay on until this gets uploaded or not. I can't remember.
I don't think so. I think that they can hang up,
I
right?
don't know. Folks, hang around if you don't mind. Just leave this window
Yeah,
open.
you can turn your mic and camera off. I want to say one thing.
Go
I'm
on.
going to ask a request of the audience. I think this will come out in November and it will be in enough time. And I've done a video about this in the groups. Eat Happy Kitchen is presenting to Publix. And I don't know if Publix is as far north as Charlottesville, but I know that they're in Virginia.
I think we have them.
They're in 8 states: Virginia, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. I think that's it.
I will drive to
Tennessee.
Publix if it's within driving reach.
So here's what I need. If you do live and shop at a Publix, if you live near one, Publix, we're presenting. This is our 3rd year in a row presenting to them. Okay. And now we have the right team that's presenting. Publix, if you go into the store and request a product with the manager of that store, the manager is required to kick it up to the corporate buyer who is now reviewing our stuff.
Okay.
So people are ready. Like Daniel Seedorf posted a picture of him in front of one in Marietta. I know that Scott Merritt's requesting. I know that a ton of people have already wrote me that they're going out from Atlanta to Tennessee to Kentucky to North Carolina and Florida. Of course, Florida has the most Publix because it's based in Florida. Going and requesting Eat Happy Kitchen pasta sauces because that manager has to kick it up to corporate. And this is where we see if our boots on the ground can make a difference in getting something healthy on the grocery store shelves. Oh, he's muted and he's sending a reminder to himself, I think. So thank you everybody who's able to do that. And if you're able to post on one of my posts that you did it, let me know or email me or whatever. Most of you have my phone number at this point. Most of our listeners have my phone number and they text me. But I really appreciate it. Thank you all. And I just want to say, thank you to all of our guests who chimed in and spent the past hour and a half with us. You gave us your time and you gave us a lot of good information. And we'll use it against you in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's see. I had a song that from the beginning of the show.
That was a joke. By the way.
So on behalf of Ty, Tricia, Leslie, Amy, Wayne, and Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with this group